Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thanks for checking out my video. And in this video, we're going to continue with our Season 2 Mythic Plus series. And this is a +9 Temple of Sethraliss. This is actually, I believe, the very first Temple of Sethraliss I have put on YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is actually with our guild, not the normal runs with our Canadian buddies. But so far for this group, we have Nerfo as a Vengeance Demon Hunter. He's not Havoc this time. He is getting to tank. We have JB, more faces on his Resto Shaman. Resto Druid. He would be kind of insulted by that. Have Glitchy, our normal main tank. He is actually on his Boomkin, which is his normal spec. Does some really great damage. He blows me away on some of these fights. And then we also have Just the Tips, which I believe she's Assassination. Maybe I can ask her. I believe that is Assassination if I see that icon correctly. So for the affixes this week, which this is this week, I'm recording this on a Monday. I think we did this on the 20th, which is probably Thursday or something. Don't have a calendar right in front of me. But we have Fortified, we have Sanguine, and we have Necrotic. So that was the whole reason that Glitchy is not tanking. He is not a fan of Necrotic, especially as a Druid, as a bear tank. That's where Nerfo comes in handy, where he can just, like you just saw there, just jump right over and not have to worry about anything. So Temple of Sethraliss is usually one of those dungeons we don't like as a guild. And I didn't like as just a player. I thought there was a lot of RNG elements. However, they have helped out with like the wind wall, for example. And later on, when you're trying to put the eyes into the statue, whatever you want to call it, we found out that they also give you necrotic stacks. So that's fun. We get to that at the very, very end. But also, we did time this. Although we literally had zeros on the clock, and we still managed to make it. So which is nice for the guild. That's progress, because we normally don't get these 9s and 10 keys with the guild. But so that'll be some nice gear in everybody's box come Tuesday. So of course I am playing my Marksman Hunter, and that's probably primarily the reason you guys are here. So the build I'm running, of course, is Unerring Visions, 3 Unerring Visions, 2 in the Rhythm, I finally stopped saying Rapid Fire, and 1 Treacherous Covenant. My goal is to at least get the heroic shoulders off of the first boss of a raid, so I can get a focused fire. That would give me 1 Unerring Visions and 1 Focus Fire. That I eventually would want to drop the Treacherous Covenant, because I feel like as the game goes on, agility isn't as needed, and I really want to see the focus regeneration from even just a single focused fire ability. Because of course, every shot that you have of your rapid fire, you have a 30% chance to gain 2 additional focus, because normally every shot gives you 1. So I want to play around with that, since I haven't had an item that gives me focus fire yet, no matter how hard I've tried. I wanted to see how that does with focus regeneration, because of course, more focus you generate, the less that you need steady shots for. And I feel like the slowest element of our build now is the steady shot. So I'm going to try to slowly phase those out as much as possible. I understand that they're a good filler, and that doesn't always work that way. But that's my goal right now. I'm always trying new builds, and I know that you can play Marksman Hunter without doing Unerring Visions as well. There is a really good build right now that my friend Trappendot / Pocahontas, whatever he wants to call himself this week. He does a lot of race and name changes. But he is running 3 Focus Fire, 3 in the Rhythm, and those are, I think actually he's doing 3 in the Rhythm, 2 Focus Fire, and 1 of the Surging Shots. So those those are doing really well in damage, whether it be Mythic Plus or Raid as well. So if you guys want to check his stuff out, I'll put a link to his armory in the description of the video. He's fairly more geared than me. But we are just starting here on this first boss, the Azerite and Aspects, and we completely blew this thing out of the water. Look at Glitch's damage go. This guy is just a beast. And then he happened to tell me just before, well, I'm a little rusty, so I'm only doing 38k, no big deal. But high DPS, especially on weeks that these guys are not, you know, just juiced to the gills. I went ahead and decided to kill Azerite here. But as for this fight in general, obviously you want to stand together to soak the big hit. We weren't, because it was just going to die that quickly. But if you get Gale Force, you want to make sure it doesn't push you into ads. You want to try to sidestep that as much as possible. We stood out here so we could try to get the Gust out here, which it worked a lot of the times. As you just heard, I just called him out. I'm like, yeah, so that DPS, real rusty, making me look bad in my own video. But I mean, Boomkin's OP, right? JB normally does that to me in Raid anyway. But then whenever he does Cyclone Strike, he'll turn in a certain position, he'll Cyclone Strike. Just avoid that. As a hunter or as a marksman hunter at range, you shouldn't really get hit by it. It's super easy to just strafe, or, you know, when in doubt, you can turtle through it. You won't take any damage. So we got one boss down, moving through here at a pretty quick pace so far. Make sure I don't get hit by the arrows. So the hardest part of this place obviously is the trash. They have nerfed this place quite a bit, but fortified weeks, especially with Sanguine and especially with Necrotic, this place can be kind of difficult. I'm glad it's not bolstering, of course. That makes it a little bit worse. But there's a lot of things that, oh, I dropped this sand on the ground. As you guys are going to see, I'm going to waste a meaty cooldown here because I'm attacking the guy that's in the sand pile. So fun fact, don't do that. See, like, it's just all missing, and it takes me a second to realize it. But for example, if one of these dies around him, good luck getting him out of that. Like, it's just really difficult to do. But other than that, the trash isn't too bad. With the marksman, obviously, if they're power shotting, you can move away from that to where you don't hit people with it. So like, you can see where he's shooting right now. He was shooting towards Nerf. So if I was standing there, I want to make sure just be over to the side. That's really pretty much it. For this dungeon in particular, you want to be making sure and using your misdirect on cooldown. And when you get neurotoxin, you want to stand still, because otherwise you will trip the toxin off there. And the marksman was again attacking Nerf, so he didn't have to worry about that. And unfortunately, that marksman is in the Sanguine there. So this would be the nice time to have a DK to just death grip that. Although you wouldn't really want a DK tank because they're not very good, at least this week. Actually, they might be. Now that I think about it, I think we'll probably be running with one later on this week. So I hope to have some more videos for you guys really soon. I know I've been really behind on these Mythic Plus videos. Just life has been super busy. I've been trying to get a new job. So I do apologize, and I'm trying to do better. And also, if you guys have made it to this far in the video so far, thank you. Thanks for watching. And I did get to 1,000 subscribers over the last weekend. So thank you guys so much. The dream come true. I just want to continue to make quality videos for you guys as I just lag out there to heck in the video. But be looking for a 1,000 subscriber video. I haven't figured out quite what I want to do yet. But if you guys have any ideas, please leave me a comment in the description of this video. In the description. The comments. There we go. Professional. But leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys have ideas, because I would love to hear them, because I'm really kind of fresh out of them. I want to do something. I just don't know what yet. So moving back into the video, we are getting ready to get up to the second boss here. Just make sure if you're the tank to move the riders backwards so they breathe backwards, but then you can also just dodge it entirely because they don't turn with you. So fun fact, Nerf didn't realize that. So you'll hear JB call out, you know, you can dodge that just so you take less damage. But I feel like Marksman Hunter is in a really good spot right now. I had somebody comment on one of my videos over the weekend, and they asked, well, would this be a spec you would recommend? I really feel like it's in a good, overall, I think that Marksman Hunter, and again, this is just my opinion, but numbers in raids kind of back it up as well. At worst, we are middle of the pack. And I feel like that's a good spot. If you're at worst going to be doing in the middle of the road damage, I feel like that's really good. If you have the right build and you have the right play style, and that you can do really well. You can be the top 1 or 2 DPS in your group. Like I feel like there's once you get the correct like Unerring Visions or the correct Azerite, let's just say that whether it's Unerring Visions or not, that's what I run, but that doesn't mean that's what you have to run. There's a lot of options now, and that's what I really like, that they finally got to the point where they all heal up, and they've got to the point where you can run with multiple builds. Where I really felt like in Old Deer when the steady aim build, which I did run by the way, so don't get me wrong, I don't want to say that oh everybody else was doing that and I wasn't. That was pretty much the only way you could effectively play marksman, unless you just got uber geared or something of that nature. That was pretty much it. But with the addition of the next ring of traits, and just even though they did nerf Unerring Visions, it's still really good. It's actually in a better place overall, I feel, because you shouldn't be able to get 100% crit like that this early in the expansion. That really makes no sense to me. So I feel like by the time the end of the expansion gets here, maybe they might make more traits. I don't know yet, but I feel like Unerring Visions will probably be the best overall, just because they'll give you more crit, which you'll get closer and closer to 100%. And also, speaking of stats and Azerite, the stat weights that I go with, obviously weapon damage is key. This will also be in the description of the video. Weapon damage is by far, like not even close, is our best quote stat. Then I go agility, mastery, although there's some trinkets that are mastery trinkets that are really nice, that are better, like the one off of Lion's Roar. I think it's something's Howl, Doom Howl, something like that. And then there is also the Azerox trinket out of, it's a mastery trinket out of Motherlode. That one's really good as well. It procs quite often. But the ones I'm running with right now are the plumage, the golden lustrous plumage, I believe it's called. You can see it there on my bar. And then I am running with a Harlan's loaded dice. So that pretty much, if I were to drop one of those, it would probably be the dice. The dice is $3.95. I would have to get a really good trinket to drop it though, because I feel like it's in a really good spot. And they both are just flat agility trinkets. That being said, that's probably why I want to move away from the Treacherous Covenant. For one, just for the science there, but also because I feel like agility was king at the very beginning of the expansion, because obviously we don't have a lot. That's the best way to increase your damage. And the way marksman hunters work, our mastery equals just more damage. That's just how it works for all of our abilities. I think it's all of our abilities other than auto shot, because that's technically not an ability. It's just white damage. So as we get into this boss here, and super easy, which I just missed out on dropping a trap there. Having 2 of our druids is really nice, because they can both hibernate the snakes and they immediately go off. As a marksman hunter in this fight, you can also drop your freezing trap, and it will immediately dispel the snakes. That's what I was trying to do. As you saw, I had the trap out. I just had to throw it down, and I didn't quite get it down in time. But this fight is known for the wombo combo, so it will spit everywhere, and then you'll be trying to finish your aim shot or something of that nature, and then he'll immediately snakes you and kill you. That's usually how it works. So he's coming back here. He's going to blinding sand us here in just a second. And turn at the last second, throw the knot of snakes down, and they've already hibernated it out, and we're good to go. So like I said, two boomkins, or I should say just druids in general, can get those right off.
I got it.
So we just got to kill these ads here, and I've got to take some damage. I mean, come on, JB's got nothing to heal, right? He's over there cat weaving. We can't have that. So I think I'll take another little bit of damage now. I think that'll be good. Yeah. Because I mean, what would a hunter be if he's not going to take unneeded damage, right? I have to go back to the calling card of my channel. If there's unneeded damage to be taken, you best believe I'm taking that damage. So we've got the blinding sand. I want to make sure and just dodge that. We're making great time in here so far. And actually, see, I just dodged that, just barely. If I hadn't, I would probably be dead. Maybe not right now, just because this isn't tyrannical. But the what is it? Fortified. There we go. Makes it a lot easier, and these go a lot faster, especially if you have at least 1 or 2 high DPS, which we do. Now, if you had like, we were actually talking about this as we kill this boss here, and we'll continue to move on. If JB, Glitch, and myself were all the DPS in a dungeon, oh my God, things would just die. Like we would both, or all 3 of us would average 15k DPS for the entire dungeon, whether it's trash bosses, etc. So just think if we were doing as a group, let's just throw the tank in there. Let's just say he's doing 5k the whole time, right? He'll be doing more, obviously. Let's just say he is. So that's like 50,000 damage a second for the entire dungeon. That's pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. We're getting up to the first wall of thunderstorms, as we refer to it as. And I'm gonna get hit right here. I have the hardest time seeing that stuff. In fact, I didn't see it at all. And I don't know if it's because my settings are wrong or what. This happens twice in the dungeon. I had never had it happen to me before, but all of a sudden it's just like, and you're hit from 90% of your health. So that's on me, but I honestly, I didn't see any indicator. Maybe it was because I'm on an incline here. This is usually the place I see it, and then later on when actually I get hit again is right after the little bit of a bridge there. I tend to get hit there as well. So make sure and I time it just right here, so where I don't get hit. Meme strats, there we go. They slowed that wall down really a lot, so it makes it a lot easier to kind of deal with. We'll make sure and pull here for Nerfo so he can get all, by all I mean both of them. And unfortunately I do get aggro here on this Stormcaller, and they like me a lot. Like he even had my misdirect, and he could not pull off of me. I don't know if maybe he wasn't focusing it. Now that I look, he wasn't focusing it. Yeah, he's over there on the other one, so that's why I had that. So of course I'm just spreading the necrotic stacks. I mean, and then let's stand in the sanguine for good measure, Tyler. That would be really good.
So that's what
as you can hear Glitch talking about, and that's why I like these snake people. So we get this Nimbus down here, then we'll continue on, get to the 3rd boss. We're very close to the 3rd boss already. And we'll pull the dervishes here, and then we'll pull all the dervish in the other little bit of the room there. So as for rotation, that sort of thing, I really don't have a set rotation, other than I have my burst window. For example, my opener would be to precast my double tap, then to use my precast double tap, then you precast your aim shot. If this was like a boss pull, for example, this is just kind of getting you ready for the boss we're about to fight. As we pull all these, and I'll pull the last guy for them as we can get the dervishes down. But we would go precast your double tap, precast aim shot, then go into rapid fire. Then obviously they need to have Hunter's Mark on there. I don't on this stuff just because it's trash, because it'll die really fast. Then I use my on-use racials and my trinket. Then I go over to my true shot. I go back to aim shot. I believe I go aim shot, then rapid fire, then aim shot, then I go over to my arcane shot. I changed it up recently. I've had a couple of people tell me that as that dervish just goes back to full, that I hadn't been using my in the rhythm correctly, which I knew I wasn't, but for whatever reason it was not making sense to do it the way they had said. So if that was you out there, I do appreciate you letting me know. And also, for anybody who watches my videos, well, I do this. Why do you do this? That sort of thing. Please leave me a comment. Let me know. And if I don't do something right for whatever reason, like let me know. I always do new things. I don't take it personally that you, well, the guy making the guide, I'm not gonna listen to you. Like, no, that's not my deal at all. Like, I enjoy being a marksman hunter. I enjoy the community, and I know like a lot of people that were the leaders of the community are kind of gone. For example, like Kalani, a lot of people turn to him for some videos, and I understand I'm probably not as quality of a player as him, or my videos are a little bit rudimentary in comparison to his. But you know, I try to do my best to make videos for the average player, for the average hunter, and this is more of a community. My channel is not about me. My channel is pretty much, you know, it's community driven. So if you guys want to see games played, if you guys want to see various things, I don't know if you don't tell me, and I do my best to provide that for you guys. As this boss was a joke, we have 2 people doing 22+ K, so it just makes these things absolutely melt. And we'll get to the fun part of the dungeon. It's actually the part that takes the longest. As we get through the dreaded Thunder Wall 2.0, then the Thunder Bridge, and then to the end with the eyes. So I want to make sure and time this just right, so I wait for the big part there, I wait for those to open up, and barely eke through there. Not bad for a clicker, right? But this is the bridge where I take damage randomly. Like, obviously not this random damage. But, like, I'll be down here at the end, and they'll just be like, oh, look, 90% of your health is gone. Have a great day.
Are you okay back there?
Yeah,
So we pull all these little dudes, and then immediately, let's see, as I got shocked there. Oh, look, they drop Sanguine. I don't think they drop Sanguine, actually. I think they just give you necrotic stacks. But that's enough to make somebody croak on their own. So I want to make sure and not lose anybody here. This would be where you would lose the most time in the dungeon.
But at least they don't drop Sanguine.
Exactly, just the tips was right. At least they don't drop Sanguine. Blood pools equals bad. Equals death, more like it.
Come up with a strategy here then.
And it was terrifying.
We'll finish off with this channeler here, then we will figure out how the heck we want to bring the orbs, as I got walloped there.
You're just gonna have to die probably.
I'm helping off you.
I ain't gonna die yet. There we go.
So I like it.
I mean, that's...
Oh, and also, I didn't mention as well, item level in this, I believe, is 392. So I jump on glitches back here. We're trying to do the sneaky strat. I think item level is 392. I still have a 385 weapon in this video. I was lucky enough to... Okay, so I've got to say, so far this expansion, as a marksman hunter, I have never... So we figured out they fixed that, so you couldn't just grab it. But we have figured out that I have never got a weapon, just a weapon drop off a boss when I was in marksman spec. So in this video, I decided to, at the very end, change my... As I just throw the orb there. Yay me. But I had figured out that maybe I should just change it to Beast Mastery, because obviously Beast Mastery can get the same weapons. I tried on this one, get nothing, so I'm 0 for 1. Prior to this, as marksman, I have done over 100 Mythic Pluses so far with 0 weapon drops. As for when I was Beast Mastery, I am 1 of 2. I happened to get one out of the plus, I think it was a +8 Toll, or about said Toll de Gore. That would have been nice, but the Atal Dazar. So I doubt, I know it's just a coincidence, but it was hilarious that I was like, you know what, maybe I should switch. And then I do switch, and I get the weapon. Yeah, we had a little bit of trouble with this initially. I probably should have cut this part of the video down a little bit. We do lose glitch there. We want to make sure and just stay alive, and Nerf has to gather as many ads as possible.
I don't have aggro now.
So we get the Orb Guardian down here really fast, so it'll make it a lot easier. Unfortunately, we did get the other Orb Guardian there that I just realized. But we'll the easiest way to throw the orb,
Bring him towards me.
which, I guess the orb guardians do drop the, so I'll recast that, throw that down there. I'll make sure and knock this orb guardian back, so I have aggro on it, not the orb carrier. And I thought I was actually going to get the ball here, but it went to glitch, so we dunked one eye. And so now we're going to turn around and kill all of that crap
Alright,
that's
kill.
behind nerf there. And we'll do a jump cut here because we do wipe there just to save some time, which it actually saved us exactly enough time we needed. So we'll grab the orb, we'll start throwing it again, and it's easy to just have 3 people grab the orb. So you have one person grab it, you have somebody throw in the middle, somebody throw to the end, dunk it, you're good.
Okay.
So we did lose like 4 minutes just because we had to have people run there again. I ended up not dying, which was yay, hunter strats with feign death. So here comes the orb and dunk, and we are in.
It's open.
I'm so glad they don't make you do those at the same time. That would be terrible.
Just come through and just nuke the shit.
I believe that initially they had you do those at the same time, which would have just been insanity. So now we get to stretch our DPS here, flex our DPS muscles. I saved cooldowns for this because I knew this was going to be fun. Make sure and get all those necrotic stacks off me. I do not want those anywhere near me. We just get absolutely murked. So looking at the time clock, as I already told you guys, we do time this, and we take the timer is for 36 minutes. We take exactly 36 minutes. So it actually had told us the time was up when we finished the key. However, it did plus it. It did give us the +1 upgrade. So we did get a 10. I don't remember what it was. I want to say it might have been Temple, or not Temple of Sethraliss. I think it might have been Shrine that we got the +10 in. Either way, it's something that we will be doing tonight. As I said, this is Monday that I am recording this. Because Monday is my big Mythic Plus night, is where I do all of our Mythic Plus with the Canadian guys. And they will be... Well, I know for a fact we'll get a 10 in tonight. I'm really hoping we can start timing those 10s, because I know you guys have been asking for higher keys, and I haven't been really putting anything up that's lower than an 8 or a 9. There's a few exceptions, of course. Maybe, for example, like a +7 Shrine of the Storms is not bad for like a basic average player. And we'll finish off with this Heart Guardian. Then we'll do our rogue sneaky strats as I take a lot of extra damage in that blood. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get another 410 item out of my chest come Tuesday. I'm really hoping it's something I can use. I've actually had 2 weeks in a row where I've been able to use something. It's crazy, I know. I'm not used to this. Out of all of the other Mythic Pluses I had done, I had only ever used something once, because it would always pick the one thing I already had a Mythic item level piece in. Whether it be leatherworking items like pants or boots, I got a crap ton of those, even though I have 415 and 400 ones right now.
Rogue memes. Yeah.
We'll rogue memes it up through here.
That's the first time I've
I'm
ever
really
used
hoping for a
that
weapon.
ability.
You know, that would be my highest damage would be a new weapon, of course. We'll clear all these hexers out, and then on this fight, since they have tweaked it a little bit, there's only a 2-stage fight. I am the one who does the first interrupt on the Plague Doctor, I believe it is. Want to make sure and interrupt the Plague Doctor so he doesn't get off his abilities. I tend to go around and I will absolutely murk and kill all the toads. I do my best. I try not to soak them. I try to just kill them, so then we don't have to worry about it, that I'm not taking more damage, etc. Make sure I should have interrupted that, which I think somebody else did, so that worked out. They didn't end up getting the cast off. We pull all these hexers through here. Hopefully we don't lose anybody. I don't remember if Tips dies here or not. We might have bit off a little bit more than we could chew, because of the random damage that goes out since they are casters. So we've got our Nerfo down, but no fear. I've got my hunter action going on here. Luckily, they don't. We're trying to put the sanguine pools in spaces where the casters aren't going to automatically show up in the boss fight. But I think we did a pretty good job of that. I don't think any of them got in there. Make sure and interrupt that hexer, and we will start the boss. We have roughly 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. very close to not chesting. Although, like I said, it was actually the perfect amount of time to chest. We did stand around a few minutes though. Like we've lost a good 30 seconds in this little bit of the dungeon here. So if we were wanting to push those +10 keys to get 11s, 12s, 13s, that sort of thing, we would want to do a better job of. Oh, there's one guy in the sanguine over there. Well, I guess we did mess up a little bit on that, but that's okay. We would want to make sure and cut out the excess standing around. Like it's okay to die. Like I think people get that misconception that, oh, if you die, you can't time things. Well, that's completely false. Except if you're in like Shrine of the Storm, because it's a long dungeon anyway. And the timer's actually really unforgiving on that one. But you know, there are things called death pulls for a reason. You'd rather die and lose 25 seconds than spend a minute fighting it, even if you kill it. You know, it just saves you time. So I mean, you die in these, it happens. I mean, we have 7 deaths and we still made a timer on a +9 Temple of Sethraliss. That's great. If you're just looking for those +1s instead of getting like a 2 chest or a 2 upgrade, sometimes that happens. That's perfectly fine. And if you're somebody who's really wanting to do Mythic Plus, I would say try to find a regular group. Even if, let's say, you guys aren't as good of a player, for example. But if you can get a group that you run with on a weekly basis that are committed to pushing keys, you will push keys. That's just how it works. Like, for example, with the affectionately known as Canadian buddies, were JB's more faces his friends, and he was running with them, and then I happened to come with them one day when I had time. And now they know exactly how I play. I know exactly how they play, and we like to give each other crap a lot, especially because I'm like, come on guys, where's your DPS at? But you know, we have a set group, and now we're pushing those keys. Like we were doing 6s, 7s, 8s, and now we're doing a 10 every week, no problem, and getting very, very close to timing it. So I did go ahead and lust here, because we are less than 1 minute left in the timer and in the video for that matter. But find a group, find a group of friends. Don't be discouraged if you don't time keys, and just continue to push and get better. Like that's just how that works. Practice makes perfect in this game, especially in Mythic Plus, and it really helps with people to learn the dungeons better, and it also helps you, you know, just be a better player. Just be ready for stuff to happen in a dungeon. That affectionately known as situational awareness in our guild is that, you know, we do our best to not get hit by things, keep yourself alive, and that helps in PvP, that helps in raid, pretty much just helps in everything. So we are very close to that timer there. I do appreciate you guys watching. Definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Like I said, I just hit my 1,000 subscribers, so thank you guys. And then +1, man, there we go, we did it. So I appreciate you guys watching. Definitely maybe even give me a follow over on Twitch. I've been trying to move some of my live streams over to Twitch because they're a little bit more live stream friendly over there. It's just Mr. Eggplant. I will put the link in the description of the video here. Check out some of the other videos on my channel. Appreciate you guys watching. Definitely check out my Discord as well. I have my Hall of Fame of completed games there for games that aren't World of Warcraft. And that being said, I think I plugged everything. So until my next live stream or video, I'll see you guys later.